What's up, guys? So we are back for another episode of Unhoused, and this month's episode is a little bit different because instead of waking straight up and just going out to start spending 24 hours, we actually had an event today in Sacramento where we passed out clothes and food to the homeless community there. I'll insert pictures of that here. But yeah, so we just finished the event and we're getting gas and we're on our way to San Francisco now so I can get it dropped off. See you guys in a bit. Peace. Alright, so we got off to a little bit of a late start today, but we are here. We are in San Francisco and our 24-hour countdown has officially begun. Already San Francisco, I dropped the girls off at the hotel earlier. They're staying at a hotel while I sleep outside tonight. But it's an amazing city. I love San Francisco. It's like LA, but a little less ghetto. But yeah, we're here. I'm about to walk around and start getting some footage. See you guys soon. Peace. Episode, it was really just me diving into the experience, not knowing what to expect or anything. Second episode, I really wanted to incorporate other people's perspective of homelessness, and I still want to do that more. But this episode, I really want to tackle the stereotypes and the stigmas that surround homelessness. Like, the big one that everyone always talks about is drugs and being on the streets and people being drug addicts on the streets. I want to tackle how easy it actually is for people to get jobs, because I'll hear people say, oh, they can just apply at McDonald's, not knowing that most places require you to have a reliable means of transportation to work there. But yeah, we'll get into all that later. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I feel like tackling the stigma around homelessness is a big part in allowing people to get a better understanding, and that's what the show's about. So yeah, let's get it. Alright, you guys, so I made it to Lombard Street. Alright, so I got a little tired, so I had to take a little sit by this I'm not really sure what you would call this because it's not a beach because there's no sand, but yeah, San Francisco, it's a beautiful city. I love it here. But yeah, I'm walking to the Golden Gate Bridge right now. It's only 3 miles away. Everything here is actually pretty close together, so that's kind of cool. I will say, compared to Venice and Santa Monica, this is the only beach cities that I've done for Unhoused so far, but I mean, I've been to other beaches. There's not as frequent access to public restrooms and public water fountains. There has been a few, but they're few and far between. But yeah, walking to the Golden Gate Bridge. Cannot get over the speed. It's insane. You guys, so just taking a quick break, but I'm almost to the bridge. But I wanted to start getting into some of the stigmas around homelessness, and the first one I want to address is I'll go through like some of the bigger nonprofits Instagrams or Facebooks, or even when like the Shade Room or Hollywood Unlocked post things about homeless issues, I'll read through the comments, and so often I'll hear people say like they have 2 legs, they can get up and go get a job, like they're all lazy, they're all bums. And anyone who has ever applied to a job, even without being homeless, knows that getting a job is not just walking in, applying, and getting a job. You can interview at 50 jobs and still not get any of them. And it's like, people are always quick to judge other people. As humans, it's natural for us to seek judgment instead of understanding first, because things that we don't understand, it does something to like the human complex. Like, no human likes not understanding things, and I get that. Like, I'm the same way. I'm not exempt from that rule. I don't want anyone to think that like by me saying this I think that I'm better than anyone. It's just like, you literally, I've looked at applications for jobs. I've had the same job for almost 6 years now, and it's like, I've looked at a lot of applications for other jobs like McDonald's, Walmart, and stuff, and it's like all of them require you to have reliable transportation, and immediately that eliminates more than half of the homeless people who are on the streets in California, because not everyone has a car. And it's like, why are jobs, I get it, why actually, because it's like you want them to be there and showing up on time and not calling in a lot, but I know so many people who don't have cars who would bust their ass to be to work on time, if not early, and it's like, there needs to be laws in place to protect people instead of neglect people. It's like, as a society, we have to say that that's not okay, that you don't need transportation to have a job, especially if like in your local area, like I can sleep 2 feet away from the job and just wake up, find a place to shower, and come here and work. It's like, it's not as easy as everyone thinks. And like, yeah, some people will go apply for a job and get the first job that they apply for, but that's not every case. But the issue with people saying they can just get up and get a job, you have to be understanding of the big picture of homelessness when you say things like that. It's like, it's really hard, and this is just from my experience being out here for 24 hours once a month. It's really hard to mentally want to motivate yourself to even get up and go find a place to sleep, let alone get up, find a place to shower, find clothes to wear to an interview, fill out an application, turn it in, be at an interview. Like, you don't have a phone, so I don't know, that's a whole other situation. And it's like, it really comes down to having compassion and empathy for one another. Like, we're not in situations every day where we fear for our lives. We're not in situations every day where we're wondering where we're going to sleep, wondering what we're going to eat, if we're going to eat that day, if we're going to have water. Like, these are real concerns for people that go through people's minds 24 hours every single day for years even. And to just say that they can get up and get a job, that's not realistic. That's not something that's attainable. Like, with the proper care, with the proper mental health help, yeah, it's possible, of course. But as humans, we need to have more patience and understanding. Like, it doesn't matter what God you believe in. Everyone comes from the same God. You can believe in Allah, God, Jesus, Buddha. It doesn't matter which God you believe in. That God created everyone on this earth, and religion or non-religion, we're all humans regardless of race, sex, ethnicity, hair type. Like, it doesn't matter. We are all such humans. Like, we all go through the same things. We all fall in love, fall out of love, get heartbroken, get jobs, get fired from jobs, get family members that die, parents that die, children that die. Like, we all experience the same things, and human separation is what keeps society stagnant. It's like, by keeping us separate, they keep us weak. When we join together, it's not always easy to have compassion for people when you feel like, oh, well, I worked super hard for this, and I know if I came from this, then anyone can. And trust me, I get it. I've been through things, and sometimes I'll find myself judging other people like, you really think you're complaining about this? Like, I've been through so much worse. And it's like, that's a very negative and not productive way of thinking. You really have to connect with humans. Human connection is like one of the most important things. Like, if you ask me, like, the big question, like, oh, what is life about? It really is just about human connection. Because, like, let's say there is no afterlife and all that we have here is our experiences while we're here on earth. Human connection is the most significant thing that you can experience here on earth. And it's like, we have to do better with connecting to our brothers and sisters. Because it doesn't matter who you are. I don't care if you're Snoop Dogg, Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa, the guy who works at 7-Eleven, and the freaking Homer Simpson. We're all brother and sisters. And it's like, the time of division and separation is over. Like, our generation has the power to literally not just end homelessness, but to end human separation. And like, do you know what that can do? But yeah, hopefully I don't sound like I'm ranting, but Alright, I'm getting back up and heading to the bridge so I can get some good shots before the sunset. Think about what I said. Peace. Alright, you guys, I made it. It's really loud up here, so sorry if you guys can't hear me, but I made it. And if you guys have never watched the sunset from Golden Gate Bridge, I highly recommend it. Alright, so pretty often one of the main things that everyone talks about when they talk about homelessness is drugs and drug abuse. I understand that when you're not exposed highly to a big homeless population, that it may seem like every homeless person is on drugs. But it's like, you don't understand what people go through actually being on the streets. Like, yeah, it sounds hard not having a house and being out in the cold, and when it rains, that sucks. But really taking the time to understand and comprehend what people who are homeless go through on a day-to-day basis, not even just day-to-day, on an hour-to-hour basis, you can't help but to empathize with them and to, I don't want to say understand drug use, but okay, so let's talk about people with houses who drink and do drugs, which actually the factual statistic number for people who do drugs who have houses is higher than the factual statistic number of people who do drugs without houses. So there's just as many people with houses who do drugs, actually more than people who are homeless. So keep that in mind. But when you think about why people drink, like, you have a long week at work, people are bitching at you, you had to work double to pick up someone's slack, like, you want to drink after for a release and for an escape from your reality. And that's just with, like, there's this song by Lana Del Rey called Beautiful People, Beautiful Problems, and it talks about how lucky we are to have the problems that we have. Like, a lot of people, like, a very deep issue for them is losing a loved one. But think about how lucky we are to even have those problems. Like, we're so blessed to be able to love people deeply enough that it hurts when we lose them. Like, our problems are so beautiful. And there's people out there in the world who their problems aren't as pretty as ours. People are out here without food for days, weeks, months. People survive off bags of chips and shit. It's like, we need to be empathetic to people who are enduring not more than us, because I don't want to say that anyone's problems are worse or easier than anyone else's, but we do need to be empathetic to what we cannot understand. Most people that I know have never been homeless or haven't really experienced homeless close in their family. And to say that someone doesn't deserve housing because they use drugs, like, I don't know anyone who doesn't have an aunt and uncle, cousin, brother, sister, father, mother, something in their family who uses drugs or alcohol recreationally. So it's like, as a society of drinkers, whether it's severe to the point as alcoholism or just you're a weekend drinker, you drink with your friends, it's still, you need that release and that escape. So as a society who fundamentally understands the need for a release and escape, how can we judge someone based off of their drug use or their alcohol use? It's like, someone's use recreationally of a drug or alcohol should not determine whether or not they should be allowed housing or just assistance from the government and from society. It's like, there is no reason that someone should not be looked after by society, especially if you're more well off than other people. There's no reason why. I don't care if you're racist, I don't care if you're homophobic, I don't care what your past is, I don't care if you've been beaten, I don't care if you've stolen. Nothing matters to the point where you should be ostracized from society, looked down on, ignored, not given the opportunity to get food, not given the opportunity to get proper employment, not given the opportunity to get proper housing. And then you think mentally what that can do to a person, not just being rejected from your friends or family. Like, we as people with homes know what rejection is like. Like, we've been rejected by a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a parent. Everyone has been rejected by someone. And imagine amplifying that by millions of people, thousands of people. Imagine getting walked by everyone you know. Imagine every single person in your life just completely ignored you, walked by you, didn't care if you ate, didn't care where you were sleeping, and they had the capability to do so. Like, that's insane to me. And I feel like maybe I'm ranting on a little bit right now, but it's really important to me because, wait one second. Let me sit down. I'm getting tired of walking. It's really important to me that we empathize with each other. Empathy is such a big thing with solving homelessness here in California. Not just in California, but everywhere. But my main focus is here in California, and it's like, every single person needs an escape from something. So how can we look down on someone who is going through such a hard time, who is going through such a separation from society, a separation from their own mentality? Because when you're out here on the streets and you have to constantly think about safety, food, hunger, shelter, when you constantly have to think about those things, it really does wear on your mind, and you don't have time to think about other things because your mind becomes so consumed with the me against the world ideology. It's like, and this is from my personal experience with just being out here for 24 hours once a month. And I know that if I feel this way, that the people who are out here for weeks, months, years have to feel that way times a million. Like, I can't even imagine being out here for a whole year and what that would do to me mentally. Like, everyone knows me as like being happy, cheerful, peaceful. I'm always got something funny to say. Like, I'm never really take myself too seriously, but I'm pretty sure that would change if I was ignored by everyone for a whole year. I had to freaking forage for food. If I had to worry and be on guard every day, I'm sure my personality would change. And I can't say that I wouldn't seek drugs as an escape from that. People don't just do drugs because, oh, let me do drugs, it's fun. Like, oh, let me shoot up heroin just because the hell of it. Like, there's a reason, and this is not just for homeless people. There's a reason that people in general do drugs, and there's a reason that people need an escape. Like, we all know that the world is hard. There's things as people that we have to go through and deal with every day. And I personally think that empathy, and remember I said it earlier, human connection is honestly, I don't know if it'll solve everything, but I know that it'll put us in a damn good spot, and a lot better of a spot than we're in now. It's like, we can't end homelessness if first we do not address the problem of empathy that we have going on. And yes, it goes on everywhere, but specifically here in California, it's the magnitude of the issue here is out of proportion. I'm talking about the homelessness issue and the empathy issue. They're both just like, California, there's so many people, there's so much things to do, so many things to do, and it's like, life moves really fast out here, and people get lost in that, and sometimes we just need to slow down. Really hope that made sense, and it's as deep as I think it is. Alright, you guys, so I'm taking a little break. I didn't realize I had to walk so much when I was walking to the bridge. I'm like, dang, it's pretty far. The city is all the way over there, and I just came from over there. But yeah, the sun's down, it's about to get dark. Surprisingly, I don't know if it's just like the excitement from being further away from home or what, but I'm not really scared that it's about to be nighttime. Usually when it's nighttime, I'm like, I gotta find somewhere to sleep. It's the crazies around and stuff. But it's actually pretty good vibes here in San Fran. I'm at this crazy building. I pass this every single time we come to San Fran, but I never knew what it was. I still don't now, but I'm going to be sure to look it up. It's crazy. The video doesn't even do it justice, like the detail and the sculptures and stuff. It's crazy. Alright, so I'm almost, gotta make the site real quick. Okay, so I'm almost back in downtown San Francisco near Fisherman's Wharf. Walking all day has definitely made me very hungry. And I only got 4 hours of sleep last night, because we drove straight out here to Sacramento after I got off work. Walking all day has definitely made me hungry. So out of all the areas that I've been in San Francisco today, I feel like Fisherman's Wharf definitely has the highest homeless population. Also, sorry about the audio. I need to do something about the audio, because every video I'm like, sorry about the audio, but I'm always in such crowded places with a lot of noise. So yeah. Hi, what's up you guys? So I'm walking down Lombard Street right now. I'm still pretty tired, pretty hungry, but I'm trying not to think about it. I've noticed that from the last time I've been to San Francisco, that there's a lot less homeless people in the major city area besides Fisherman's Wharf. And I know a lot of people would think that means, oh good, they're getting people off the street. But one of the things with San Francisco is that they're known a lot for displacing homeless people and moving them around. Like when a lot of the big companies come here, like Uber, like whatever big companies are here, they don't want homeless people around their buildings and stuff, so the city will come and make them move, take all their stuff, throw it away. And it's like, that's crazy that the people that we put in charge to make decisions for us and for us as a society are choosing to displace people and create a not even temporary solution. I wouldn't even call it that because it's not solving anything, but to do that instead of finding the funding for proper housing. I will never, ever, ever understand that. Hi, what's up guys? I'm in downtown San Francisco right now, and another stigma about homelessness that I want to address today is, this one's not really about the people, it's about the issue. And I know often when I talk to people that they will tell me that how can we possibly end homelessness? Like, it's such a big problem. What really can we do? And to answer that, we can organize. Literally, if just one person, if every single person in the world donated, or just in California, donated $1 to Grub givers, we would be $1 million organization. And it's like, don't ever think that don't think that ending homelessness or finding productive solutions to homelessness is impossible. Just because one surefire way hasn't been found yet doesn't mean that it can't be, and doesn't mean that even the smallest of contributions doesn't help greatly. Literally, often people will tell me like, oh, I want to get involved, but like, I don't know what I can do. Like, I don't have that much money, or like, I pay bills, and I could be homeless. And it's like, literally, $1 helps. Like, the way things are set up with nonprofits, literally, every single dollar helps. So if you're ever thinking about getting involved with ending homelessness, let us know. Let Grub Givers know on Instagram at Grub Givers. Message us on our website, thegrubgivers.com. Because there's literally ways for every person, from every lifestyle, from every schedule. There's a way for everybody to help. And that's what Grub Givers is here. It's just to organize people who want to help end homelessness. So yeah. Alright, you guys. Whew. It's like midnight. Still looking for somewhere to sleep now. One thing about San Francisco is hills, hills, hills. Whew. It's a lot easier to get ahead of yourself with walking around here, going up and down all these hills, than any other city that I've done front of house so far. I'm already out of breath, and I'm not even halfway up the hill I need to be up. Dope view though. Alright, so it's like 2 in the morning. Still haven't slept. Still haven't found anywhere to sleep. I'm gonna leave downtown and start walking back towards the bridge and towards the beach because it's a lot more open spots to sleep. Alright, you guys, I'm really tired. I'm really over it, so I'm just going to try to lay down here for a little. I don't want to lay here for too long because it's pretty sketchy. It's on the main road, but I'm going to try to sleep here for at least an hour or two. So yeah, see you guys when I wake up. What's up, guys? I just woke up from my extended nap. Sun's about to come up. But it was definitely a lot different of an experience out here in San Francisco for me. From the time of day that we started doing the 24 hours to me not getting any sleep before to me being so far from home. I think all of those things definitely contributed to a crazy experience here in San Fran, but definitely a good experience. But yeah, the sun's about to come up, so I'm gonna try to walk somewhere, get some good footage of the sunrise, and reflect on today. See you guys soon. Peace. So far, every unhoused that we filmed has been filmed on Saturday/Sunday. And it's definitely something cool about being out in San Fran this early on a Sunday morning, seeing like some of the drunk people who went out last night, like barely waking up and getting home, and like people waking up and getting out, like people in their walk of shames and stuff. I don't know, just something cool. Alright, so it's definitely a weird feeling knowing that the sun's up and I still have quite a bit to go, because usually not that long after sunrise I'm getting picked up, but since we started later I'm going to be getting picked up a little bit later today, so that's a little weird. But even though I still have quite a bit of time left, the fact that the sun's up, I feel like I made it. I feel like I did it already, because it's like, I don't know, I just can't explain it. No one will ever get it unless they spend outside overnight themselves. Also, one thing that I wanted to touch on that I forgot to touch on last night is the stereotype of the image people have in their head of what a homeless person is. It's like people think that homeless people were just working minimum wage jobs before, like not high paying jobs, but just through the work that I've done with Grub givers and from out here filming for UNHOUSED and stuff, it's like people from every single occupation, from every single religion, from every single race are homeless. I've met homeless lawyers, I've met homeless former McDonald's employees, I've met homeless black people, Mexicans, white, like, doesn't matter. And just to think that you can go from a high-paying job like lawyers or doctors and become homeless, a lot of people don't understand how that can happen, but things happen. Loved ones get sick, medical bills, rent gets raised, property taxes get raised. Like, there's so many things that can knock you off of your equilibrium. So don't think that just because someone has a high-paying job that they're not affected by homelessness or that they never could be. Okay, craziest thing. I know it's kind of hard to see it on the live, but if you look close and you see the stuff splashing in the water, there's a group of like 40 people out here literally just swimming laps in the ocean. Like, they all have their shower caps on, they're just swimming back and forth. Like, this is the craziest thing. It's 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday and there's like 40 people just literally swimming in the ocean. All right then. Alright, so one more thing that I want to talk about before this episode's over is the myth that homelessness does not affect every single person in California. I don't care if you're a millionaire, I don't care if you created the app of the century, I don't care if you're in real estate, it doesn't matter. Every single person in California is affected by homelessness. I made a video, it was kind of a funny video mentioning this before on our Grub Givers Instagram. And it's like, people don't understand that just because you're not homeless right now, or no one that you know is homeless right now, doesn't mean that you will never be, nor will anyone that you know. And you can't just decide to care once someone that you know is involved. It's like, if you only start caring when it gets personal for you, then the person that you're caring for, or even you're going to be entering into a broken system that doesn't work. They're not going to create a whole new plan of homelessness just for you or for your mom, your brother, sister, cousin, whatever. And it's like, homelessness is a very personal issue for every single person in California. If we don't fix the system now for the people who are on the street, if any of us enter the street, if anyone you know enters the street, then they're going to be given the same options that people are giving now. The shelters are all full. There's people getting kicked out of places by the city, people having their tents and stuff thrown away. Like, the current system, I think everyone can agree that it's broken, it needs replacement, and it is not working at all. The only solution to homelessness is housing. And also there's a ton of other stuff that comes with it, but mostly housing is what we need to get people off the streets. Like, of course we need mental health clinics, of course we need drug abuse clinics, of course we need sobriety places, but having a home is what centers people. Like, you're out after a crazy day, where do you want to go? Home. You don't want to go out to the beach, you don't want to go out to the club, you want to go home. It's like, we all have to do stuff now while we are still able to do something about it, while we're in the position to create change. All right, you guys, so I'm here. I think this is Golden Gate Park. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's daytime. I'm feeling good. And you know what? I'm going to take a little time for myself to really just be alone, be with my thoughts, and reflect on this experience, because as much as I do these episodes for you guys and to shed light on what homelessness is like, this is also a very personal journey for me as well. So I'm going to take some time off camera to wander the city, get my thoughts together. And yeah, if you guys want to see how the episode ends, you're going to have to tune in when I post the full episode of Unhoused, which will be up soon. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Peace. Well, you guys, we did it. It's another 24 hours in the bag. Really, really, really thankful for this experience. San Francisco is amazing. Such a beautiful city. And I was able to, or I feel like I was able to accomplish everything that I wanted to with this month's episode, so that's always good. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in and taking this journey into homelessness with me. I'll see you guys next month for a new episode. Peace. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you guys are interested in volunteering or donating with our organization, Grub Givers, let us know on Instagram @GrubGivers or on our website, thegrubgivers.com. See you guys next month. Peace.